Welcome back to Energia Park in Donnybrook. We are just about all set to go then in glorious sunshine around Dublin 4 for the first of the semi-finals at Newbridge against Gonzaga. This Newbridge College team, very impressive winners over CBC Monkstown in the quarter-finals. Fullback Todd Lawler scored the first of his hat-trick of tries as early as the second minute to set the tone for the game. Kieran Mangan at outside centre scored 2 tries last time out. That 12, 13, 15 attacking axis will be something that Gonzaga will have factored into their defensive setup this afternoon. Tyke Brophy and Paddy Martin, excellent in the half-back pairing. The two locks, Shane David and captain Shane Tracy, both excelled against CBC. Rory Munley among the tries the last day, and Billy Bohan chipped in with 2 in the first round against St Andrews. Gonzaga hoping to reach the final for the second year running. 3 starters from last year's defeat to Blackrock, including the captain Paul Wilson at number 8. Hugely influential as the Ranelagh side held off as St Mary's comeback in that quarter-final. Gavin O'Donnell went off early in that win over Mary's, and he doesn't feature today. Gavin O'Grady moves across to play on the open side flank. Charlie Kennedy is at 6. Tom Brophy, the scrum half, returned from injury last time out and was superb. So too his half-back partner Stephen McMahon, who possesses the all-court game to ask the opposition all manner of questions this afternoon. As I said, conditions all set fair, and Bernard Jackman were anticipating a really good contest, an open game perhaps.
Yeah, looking on form, both these teams are very much backline focused, all-out attack, and they've ran up some big scores this year, both in the cup and in the league. I think both defensive coaches will be spending a lot of time last week trying to shut down and plan how they can stop these attacking players, but it's very hard to stop the quality of likes of Hugo McLaughlin, who's a fullback for Gonzaga. He's one of the outstanding schoolboys in Ireland this year, and Newbridge as well, the 15, Todd Lawler, has been exceptional. He's only a 5th year, but he's shown if he gets the ball in space, he's very elusive.
Yes, it's all set up very, very nicely for these 2 sets of players this afternoon. 2 sets of players who know each other particularly well, as you mentioned pre-game, having met in the league decider back in mid-December, and that one went the way of Gonzaga in an 8-try game which was open and expansive and attacking. Johnny Murphy will have set up his side extremely well this afternoon. They've had a couple of weeks to prepare for this, as indeed have Gonzaga. They'll know each other's games, their strengths, their weaknesses, and all that preparation will just come out in the next 70 minutes. It's a nervy afternoon really at semi-final time. Everybody wants their day out at the RDS on St Patrick's afternoon. Who will be there? Will it be Newbridge or Gonzaga to play either St Michael's or Blackrock? Of course, that game also live on Premier Sports this coming Thursday. A titanic tussle in prospect. These Gonzaga supporters haven't had too far to travel this afternoon. They got in a little bit late, but they're making plenty of noise, Bernard.
Yeah, they must have got another class in. Newbridge got the whole half day off and got on the bus early, but look, Gonzaga, they're getting used to being in later stages of cup runs, and they can be proud of this team. They're a phenomenal side, and you know, some of them played last year in the final, but they want to create a bit of history in their own right, and you know, they're only 70 minutes away from a big day out in St Patrick's Day in the RDS.
Yes, Gonzaga find themselves in the almost unique position of having beaten each of the other 3 semi-finalists. Can they get the better of Newbridge this afternoon? We're all set to go. We're back with kickoff very shortly. The man in charge this afternoon, Andrew Cole, today's semi-final referee, assisted by John Flynn and Colm Roach.
Yeah, all 3 officials are excellent officials, all highly regarded in the refereeing pathway, and games like this for them are a great stepping stone because of the occasion. You know, they're doing AIL games, which are obviously a high level, but just the pressure and the intensity and the atmosphere from the crowd, it's a great way for them to test themselves and get better as well.
So away we go then, two really huge semi-final tussles this afternoon, and the first of them between Newbridge College and Gonzaga underway through the boot of Paddy Martin at 10 for Newbridge this afternoon. All-round classy footballer.
Stop, hold. Okay, onside.
And the first clearance kick is not directed towards touch, instead it's into Tadhg Brophy, and he knocks one through towards that Gonzaga 22. Picked up here by Hugo McLaughlin, as Bernard says, a really talented player, very versatile and brings a lot to this Gonzaga attack. Pass has gone forward, and more than that, it's gone into Newbridge hands, and their first opportunity with that advantage to try and get the ball through the hands.
Yeah, but you can see straight away both teams trying to show their attacking intent. It was a lovely little half break by the Gonzaga centre, Jody Brown. He's been a key player from this year, along with his outside centre, Aidan O'Flanagan, but he just doesn't get that offload to hands. Just see him here having a look, getting his nose through contact, trying to link, but well covered by the Newbridge open side wing, Rory Allen, who comes in and shuts it down.
Crouch.
Tremendous noise around Energy Park, as there always is, and there's a huge amount of adrenaline in the opening couple of minutes. Both sets of players very keen to lay down a marker, both physically and in terms of what they can bring. Newbridge straight away going to their strengths, which is ball in hand, trying to find those big strike runners. The likes of Todd Lawler, as I said, got a hat-trick in the quarter-final, into the hands now of Paddy Martin inside the opening couple of minutes, and it's Newbridge in the ascendancy on the offensive and inside the Gonzaga half of the field. And as I said, one or two nerves or one or two handling errors.
Little error for Kieran Mangan there, handling error, but he softened that scrum. He was just trying to get into that outside channel, bringing Todd Lawler into it. Just Kieran Mangan is a phenomenal player. I think he's just thinking about what he's going to do next and just takes his eye off the ball for a second.
Always a great colourful occasion. One or two imaginative outfits in the crowd, as you might expect, and yeah, Kieran Mangan just with a flash of green jersey maybe in his peripheral vision as he tried to gather that. And once again, having taken the kick receipt deep inside their own half, the first instinct for the Newbridge players, the back three in particular, Rory Allen, that time is to try and run it back. And so the error count inside the opening 3 minutes is there for all to see, just showing the pressure that these players are under. Trying to execute all that skill set under big pressure.
Yeah, I think it was Todd Lawler in the backfield. It was a lovely kick downfield by Stephen Command. He just drilled it low, but it was good position by Todd Lawler. And his first instinct is always to run it back, and just tries to get on the outside there, and was going for a little one-hand pass to Rory Allen. And unfortunately for Newbridge, knocks it on. So it's a great set-piece opportunity for Gonzaga here.
So Tom Brophy with the put-in. He was injured for the first round game against St Andrews, came back and produced a really influential and important performance in the quarter-final match. Now it's picked off the base by Paul Wilson. Massive in the quarter-final game, Wilson, as he always is, and that's lovely play from O'Flanagan. Gets it out to JP Breslin. Dummy to pass it wide, cuts back inside on the angle line. He takes some putting down. Frantic pace picked up by Adam McFerry. All of a sudden, Gonzaga now 7 or 8 metres shy of the Newbridge College line. Through the hands again, and options left and right as they fall around here, but they've turned it over. That's a brilliant defensive effort picked up here by Shane David.
No hands, leave it! Off your feet.
First time we've seen them on the defensive and under pressure, and Newbridge have come up with a big turnover, huge moment in the game. John R. Walsh. And the clearance kick. Oh, it's a really good effort, brings them outside the 22.
Yeah, that's brilliant by Paddy Martin, because when they played that extra phase under the post, it took away his angle, but he's the one who actually gets that strip off Gonzaga's captain. Paul Wilson, who actually got them on the front foot from the scrum, so big moment for the number 10. Only came into the team just after Christmas. He's actually nephew of Johnny Murphy. Johnny said he wanted to be 100% sure he deserved his place because of the relationship, and he's certainly shown over the course of the cup that he certainly does.
Yes, there's so many options and so many versatile players, particularly in that back line, but belying his lesser size there, and here he is again now making a tackle. Small suggestion there was an arm seatbelt wrapped around his shoulder there, but play on, says Andrew Cole, and Gonzaga looking to do that and do it quickly with Brophy, and out they go again to the captain Wilson. He's got his hands free and he gets it away to Tom Wiley, and again it's been stripped, this time Mark Masterson. Rory Allen this time again looked to run it back, create a little bit of space, and was snared deep inside the Newbridge 22. Ball in play time is breathless in the opening 6 minutes here. All the way back it goes from Ty Brophy, and that's a really good touch find.
Yeah, but since Gonzaga got field position from that handling error from Todd Lawler, they've just been really impressive. They're getting on the front foot, they're getting those offloads away, and Newbridge just hanging on. There was a great turnover there from Masterson. Second time that they've stripped Gonzaga in the tackle, but Gonzaga shown the quality they have in attack.
It's that attacking quality that we saw against St Andrews and again against St Mary's when they built up a 20-point lead before Mary's, full credit to the Rathmines side, came right back into it. Now here they go again with McMahon on the work it to Aidan O'Flanagan, wearing 13 this afternoon. Tom Brophy, and they go again to Gavin O'Grady. Switch flanks this afternoon from number 6 to the open side. McMahon again, skip out pass, ambitious, showing endeavour, finding Wilson. Newbridge had a player in position over the ball, didn't quite manage to effect the turnover. Big tackle this time on Jamie Kennedy. Oh, it's good hands again. McLaughlin.
Back foot.
5 metres out from that Newbridge line. And having soaked up pressure, it's all Gonzaga now. Can they find their way to that Newbridge try line for the opening try of the afternoon? Pick and jam around the corner they come, all those big ball carriers there, they've got very close. Referee's playing the advantage for offside. Now have they got there? No, it's held up.
Oh, it's relentless attack from Gonzaga. Brilliant by Brophy, bringing his fullback Hugo McLaughlin in off the edge of the ruck, and that got him 2 or 3 metres out, and from there they had a penalty advantage. Last gap defence from Newbridge, and it'll be interesting to go to the corner here because their line-out maul was very strong. Now they're going to go for the quick tap with Paul Wilson.
So the captain, Leinster style, they shift it, they work it. Have they got it down? The referee is there. Brilliant defence again from Newbridge.
Oh, that's brilliant by the Newbridge number 8. Rory Munnelly, he gets body and all there because it was a lovely little trick play. We've seen Leinster at professional level do lots of different variations, but that worked for Gonzaga. It gave them a one-on-one opportunity, but great tackle from the Newbridge number 8.
And a relieving kick from Paddy Martin gets good distance on it beyond the 10-metre line. Gonzaga now looking to find those angles, and the little switch back inside from Tom Brophy didn't go to hand, and then it's played in an offside position, penalty.
No need for the pushing afterwards, okay, I will reverse it. Don't do it again.
Yeah, that's the break Newbridge needed.
Knock on, 4 offside.
With that goal line dropout, you're going to have the opposition come back at you again, but just see here, Brophy just tried to bring his out half McMahon in, and it's knocked on and then it's picked up in front, so a chance for Newbridge to get out of their half and see what they can do now with a bit of field position.
Incredible defence from Newbridge, and they'll take great heart from this defensive effort, not once but twice in the space of a couple of minutes. That's really good work, albeit going back for the penalty, but they survived that too.
Time off. In you come.
Mark Masterson, the Leinster under-18 and schools player, is the Newbridge College hooker. Flanked by Billy Bohan and John R. Walsh on his first delivery from right underneath us here was measured to perfection. That's a beautiful break, lovely gap. Taylor on the surge, oh yes, that's magnificent. The midfield combination. Taylor and Mangan combine, and Kieran Mangan, who got 2 tries in the quarter-final, has opened the scoring in the semi-final.
Oh, it's a lovely set-piece strike move, a little dummy maul, and then a breakout play. And you know, Paddy Taylor, he has been playing 10 for most of the career, but I think 12 suits him brilliantly. He has the speed. Look, we see this here. They bring it down, and Tyke Brophy is a brilliant 9. He just drags in that tail gunner into that space. And I thought for a second he needed to link out to the right, but great support on the inside by Mangan, and is in under the post for what will surely be 7 points.
It surely is 7 points, and all the noise coming from the Newbridge support away to our right. This is brilliant score.
Yeah, just because it's a maul, the Gonzaga backline can't come up, so there's that natural space in between the tail gunner and the first receiver from a defensive point of view, and just timing is spot on. And then Taylor, once he gets behind you, he has the skill set to link with Mangan. Great try for Newbridge.
Yes, that's that versatility that I'm talking about, to see Paddy Martin at 10, Paddy Taylor at 12. He has that repertoire of skills.
Yeah, and a great kick from the Newbridge number 9, Tyke Brophy, who played last year on the wing and a fullback. He's a very accomplished footballer, very dangerous 9. Both 9s are excellent. Both Brophies, Tom Brophy for Gonzaga is a quality player as well. Tyke Brophy for Newbridge.
And particularly to score off a set-piece training paddock move, having absorbed that pressure and held the opposition up twice over the line, will be really massive for Newbridge. The question is, what will be the response from Gonzaga? So much experience, they won't panic. Far from it. McLaughlin gets his hands on it.
But, you know, Newbridge just scored off a set-piece play. That's a lovely set-piece play by Gonzaga. Crashing up in the 10 channel and a quick sweep back to McLaughlin, who's so dangerous. They want to get him into the game, and he just can't link there. But that's just a warning sign for Newbridge. You know, they got to cover both sides of the breakdown, because Gonzaga have the speed and skills to attack wherever the space is.
Ball off the top again and quickly into the hands of Tyke Brophy, and they work it through Paddy Martin again to set up field position almost on halfway. Tyke Brophy once more, and it's been picked off. Gonzaga will hit back almost immediately, and it's the other number 13 this time, Aidan O'Flanagan.
Yeah, the best form of attack is off the defence, and Gonzaga responds straight away. Brilliant read by the big centre. Newbridge, they know they want to get to Witt, and the ball's probably in there a little bit too long. He just picks it off perfectly. Great read, and he's not going to catch him from there. He's got loads of speed.
That's a good read. It's a good risk-reward gamble coming out of the line, seizing the opportunity, and a canter in for a really big score, having conceded only 2.5 minutes ago.
Yeah, from a defensive point of view, it was easy for O'Flanagan to get out of the line because JP Breslin was coming with him, and that just gave him confidence. And you know, that long pass into that blitz defense is always going to be dangerous. And brilliant response by Gonzaga.
A straightforward task for Stephen McMahon to knock over the extras. Difficult afternoon for him the last day from the kicking team, but that one was straightforward as we look at this again.
Yeah, it's a quality Gonzaga backline all the way across, and even down to the bench with the likes of O'Dwyer, Masterson and Inglis. They've got so many options there. Must be a selection headache for Declan Fassbender every round of this cup.
So a couple of tries inside the opening 14 minutes. Early days, but it's turning into the kind of afternoon that we anticipated. Contested at breakneck speed by two very accomplished sides, extremely well coached and fully deserving of their place in this Leinster Schools semi-final. Both will have ambitions to go all the way this year. There's carried back into the 22, so that's a little bit of an error.
Yeah, big momentum swing there, but Gonzaga did brilliantly to catch that kick off clean, build a maul, And in fairness to Gonzaga, just trying to use Hugo McLaughlin's left boot. He's such an important kicker for them, but just unfortunately there, just sliced it a little bit and haven't been brought back into the 22. It's a line-out for now for Newbridge in a dangerous area. And be interesting that they're not using, last time they had Brophy at the front, but looks like they're going to look for a 6+1 line-out here, take them on.
Okay, time on.
So Luke McLaughlin is ready, and as he was tying his shoelace, as you probably saw, there was plenty of chat between the Newbridge forwards to see what they were going to manufacture here.
Over 5.
And they switch it back via Shane Davitt to Mark Masterson.
Ball is available.
And there it is for Tyke Brophy as they're taking the ground into midfield to Paddy Taylor.
Okay, thank you.
Brophy once more into his captain, this time Shane Tracy, in the bright sunshine of a Donnybrook afternoon, and they switch it again. Oh, that's magnificent, exceptional footwork. Todd Lawler again, hat-trick in the quarter-final, and in the 16th minute of this game, he's off and running again, and once again, it's brilliant from this Newbridge backline.
Oh, that's class from the Newbridge backline. In fairness to Gonzaga, they did an incredible job of stopping the maul, but from there it's that inside ball and the combination between Mangan and Todd Lawler. A lot of these backline play together on a junior cup team that won, and you know, they're just a relationship. They seem to know exactly where they are at all times, and the communication to get that call in, and then the pass at the last minute to just draw and give was top class. But lovely inside ball from Paddy Martin, and then Todd Lawler. He's got such exciting footwork.
And over go the extras from straight in front of the sticks from Paddy Taylor. He still had plenty of work to do to finish this, Lawler.
Yeah, it comes from a good carry from Paddy Taylor, because there wasn't many forwards around, but you see here Gonzaga are well set defensively, just getting off the line, and Gonzaga have numbers, but it's that inside ball and then the timing from Todd Lawler just to get there. And then obviously Gonzaga are scrambling, so he uses his footwork to beat the men on the inside.
14 points to 7.
Say that, lads. Use it!
Tyke Brophy sends it skyward, dropping just beyond the 10-metre line. Good contest for it. And then a really good tackle coming in from Shane Davitt, just going forward off a Gonzaga hand.
No need, okay.
Yeah, it's a good box kick from Brophy. He's just landing in the zone that Hugo McLaughlin has a long way to come, and it's a good chase there, particularly from Rory Allen. Just getting under, they're all arriving at the same time, Paddy Martin as well, and it's a horrible ball from McLaughlin to come to get. And that's what Newbridge need to do. They don't want to give him any long kicks because he'll punish them, so make them contestable.
So Tyke Brophy feeding that Newbridge College scrummage. And again, there's that little bit of variation and disguise and decoy runners and support lines. It's brilliant from Newbridge. That was an important tackle, but it might only be a little bit of a speed bump as it goes wide again. And Gonzaga on the scramble defence have survived for now. Now just need to clear their lines and get a little bit of respite again under the pump at times. It's been a really good opening 18.5 minutes from Newbridge, and again it was those names involved, Lawler and Mangan, finding holes and finding gaps. Tyke Brophy too. Here they come again after Gonzaga didn't find touch and penalty advantage. In they go to the captain, Shane Tracy. What a game this is developing into being. Paddy Martin now takes it into contact. Turnover was good, back we go for the penalty.
It's a brilliant attack from Newbridge. What scramble defence from Gonzaga. You just see it here, the wraparound play with Brophy, and as I said, he's quick and he gets through that first line defence. Great scramble tackle by Gavin O'Grady, but from here, you know, it looks like Newbridge are going to score. And just brilliant read there by Aidan O'Flanagan. He scored a try down the other end with an intercept, but there he gets an intercept from a defensive point of view and saves a certain try, because Adam Larkin Smithers was in the corner if he catches that pass clean.
He certainly was. Great intervention and timely from Aidan O'Flanagan. It's a good strike, it's high. The two assistant referees have a look at each other and just wide of the target. And so no 3 points when they might have had 5 or 7. A missed opportunity, but they're firing on all cylinders, Newbridge, and at the moment when they're in attack they look absolutely lethal. And here they come again. Mangan again in possession now. He spots the onrushing defence, tips one over the top, changes the picture, asks a different question this time. Good cover. I think it was McLaughlin now. Gonzaga, what can they offer in return? Well, they've got plenty of physicality. Paul Wilson certainly has that in abundance and gets it back to Tom Brophy. They're working hard, Newbridge, without the ball as well. It's a really good contest on both sides of it. Lovely hands again, this time from McVerry. Tight head prop getting involved in the offloading game. Both sides have come to play. Wilson.
No hands, David.
Look at the work rate of Wilson from one end to the other. He's trying to get his team into the game. He's a quality player, great leader.
Played midfield for the Meath minor All-Ireland winning side a couple of years ago, their first All-Ireland in 29 years, and gets around the pitch all afternoon. Constant threat and a ball carrying option. Aidan O'Flanagan also has had a big opening 21 minutes. Semi-final stage of the competition, all the big players have to step up. Shane Tracy just knocks it on.
Yeah, but well read by Shane Tracy. He listened to the referee. He knew that ball was out of the back, and you just see here they're always looking at McLaughlin there. He's looking for that offload line. They're so dangerous. Great ball presentation by McMahon to hook the out half, and you just see there the pressure being put on by the Newbridge captain Shane Tracy. Every single ball is being contested at the breakdown in the tackle area and the line out. It's a great contest.
Crouch.
22 minutes on the watch then, 14 points to 7. Mangan and Lawler so far for Newbridge College, and that try from O'Flanagan. Jody Brown is there, and it's just gone forward again, so it's another little access point into the game from Newbridge off what was an unforced error in many respects.
Yeah, it's good defensive step by Newbridge, good read. Again, it's Paddy Martin just putting his body on the line and forcing that knock on, but things aren't just happening for Gonzaga at the moment, but they're only 7 points behind. You know, Newbridge would have to capitalise, you'll feel this, because once Gonzaga get a purple patch, they will score. They're far too good a side not to, so key moment in the game here for Gonzaga.
Hold the push.
You think back already to those two occasions when Gonzaga were held up very close and once over the Newbridge line.
It's a huge hit.
It really is, the physicality. Once again, no surprise to see Paul Wilson right at the coalface, shoulder to the pump, driving Newbridge players backwards. It was John Sheedy who carried into contact. And here they go again with Tyke Brophy and Paddy Martin. He's having a big game. Shane Davitt, if he's given open country and not held, he can be dangerous.
Yeah, he's the guy Newbridge need to get onto the ball. He's been exceptional this season. Really powerful, great ball carrier. You see, he doesn't just rely on his power. It's the next phase where he just a little slight change of footwork into that pocket, and he's nearly gone. It's a very good tackle from the opposition second row, Jamie Kennedy there.
Yes, he's a big, powerful athlete, isn't he? Got those legs pumping. Shane Davitt, we saw it in the quarter-final. He was so impressive. Got himself on this try sheet with the third of Newbridge's 8 tries that afternoon against CBC Monkstown. They were too strong in the first round, 2 for Kilkenny College. The team that shared the trophy with Clongowes back in 2020. 3 times previous winners against the team from Ranelagh, who again this year hoping to go one better and winning for the first time, and they've got themselves a penalty.
Four, back to go. Come here. lift it, okay? Don't lift the leg. Don't react, guys, okay, or we'll reverse the penalty. Do not react.
Yeah, and that line-out maul have been such a
Lifting the leg.
weapon for Gonzaga against St Mary's. So well drilled by their forwards coach Martin Fenton, and Newbridge are obviously trying to stop that at source, and this is a big opportunity for Gonzaga. Newbridge have already given away a penalty there for lifting the leg, but now they've got to defend one 7 or 8 metres out, and if I was Gonzaga, I'd take this down and really test them, test the referee as well.
Back 10. 5.
So do they go to that very strong default setting? Yes, they do, and they're making headway. Luke McLaughlin has it, and there's 1 or 2 more coming in now. Taken the ground by Newbridge College illegally, penalty coming. They are testing the referee. Can they test that Newbridge try line?
Captain. Okay, first penalty back here is for lifting the leg in the line-out. Number here, collapsing them all. Next one's going to the bin. Have a word with the team, okay?
Just a warning, but a strong, direct, and final warning.
Scrum called.
Gone for the scrum. Obviously, they fancy their back line to be able to score from here. It's a very difficult position to defend, but I don't know. I wonder did Gonzaga's captain know that Newbridge were on a warning there for the maul defence? They weren't contesting in the air, so you would imagine Gonzaga would have won it easily, but they certainly have the firepower to score from here.
Well, let's see if it pays dividends. It wasn't the best strike on it, but they've got it back, if only just to Tom Brophy. Tom Wiley now in the second row. His turn to carry, driving forward. All those big targets lined up again. Adam McVerry, the tight head there, and they shifted again. Wilson heavily involved, and they're under the posts. And now that this may be further action following the warning. I think it's Mark. Yes, it's Billy Bohan who's going to spend some time in the sin bin here.
Scrum, okay. Scrum called.
That was good play by the Gonzaga pack. The backline move didn't come off. Tom Brophy just got caught at the back of the scrum, but from here, just that power game. Look at the power of that carry. I think it's Tom Wiley to clean out, and Tom Bohan doesn't roll away. But it's because they're on a general warning. So they're going for a scrum again now. Newbridge have to bring on a sub-prop. They bring on big Sam O'Loughlin.
Who's coming off, lads?
So here he comes. Just waiting on confirmation as to who will go off. Needless to say, big 7 minutes this for both sides, particularly for Gonzaga to try and make this count. John Sheedy is going off. Centre of the pitch this time, and they do have Hugo McLaughlin to the left in position.
We're in front of the mark anyway, lads. Maybe need to take a step. Okay, I'll get them to come up, okay? You see from your mark. Lads, take a step up. Here's the mark. Up you come.
It's a lovely position for your backline strike. Both teams have 7 in the scrum. Gonzaga have taken Paul Wilson out to stand the first receiver on the right-hand side, but I think this left-hand side with McMahon and McLaughlin, that's going to be hard to defend for Newbridge if Gonzaga go left.
Well, let's see which way they go. They need good, clean ball. They go instead to the power and the physicality of Wilson. And the captain leads by example against the 14 of Newbridge. And they do strike Gonzaga, and they make the numbers count.
Yeah, that's brilliant by the captain. He just took responsibility. One pass play, getting into that 10 channel. He's one of the best. He's in the Irish under 19s. He's one of the best back rows in the competition. And even though things haven't been happening for Gonzaga, he's been incredibly important so far, and he's just got him the try that's going to bring him back level, you would imagine.
And they really enjoyed that, those Gonzaga supporters. They probably sensed how crucial it was as we tick ever closer to half-time that their side capitalise on that advantage of Newbridge having a player in the bin. The player is in the bin because of the incessant pressure, though, that was put on by Gonzaga. They went for a couple of scrums, and in the end it paid out, and here's why.
Much more clinical that time in the right area of the field. They got held up twice earlier on. But there they just much better ball security, much better power in their carries, and deserve to be level, to be fair. It's been a great game so far.
Johnny Murphy in the centre of your picture there at the back with the glasses and the hat. Plenty for him to ponder so far. It's been really good from both sides.
Behind. Okay, let's go, please. Okay, let's go.
We suspected there might not be a great deal between these two sides at the end of 70 minutes. And so it is transpiring with half an hour gone as we tick to 30 minutes.
Your mark there, lads.
We shared 8 tries in that league final that I spoke about that went the way of Gonzaga in December. Already we've had 4 so far, so it is following pattern.
Lads, give them numbers, please. 4.
Masterson gets the instruction from Sam O'Loughlin. Facing into that bright sunshine, he goes for his captain and finds him. Good take from Tracy, and then it's through the hands. Wasn't knocked on though, and it's been gobbled up by Gavin O'Grady initially, and then Newbridge come through, and it's a Gonzaga penalty.
Yeah, it was a lovely delivery in the lineup from Shane Tracy. Masterson, the Newbridge hooker, he was back last year, played a bit of wing, bit of centre. His throwing is very good, but I think Paddy Martin might have lost that in the sun a little bit, and from there it was just bobbling around, and eventually Newbridge give it away. Look at the quality of this delivery down. Share, yeah. I think he loses in the sun, and from here, good pressure from Gonzaga. Newbridge win it back, and he picked it up on the ground. You're not allowed to do that.
Yeah. It's from our point of view, it's a good complaint to have a bright afternoon, but it is causing difficulty for the players. At least it's not the wet, rain, slippy ball. So Tom Brophy gets this Gonzaga side moving again, and that midfield intuitive combination between Jody Brown and Aidan O'Flanagan. Brophy once more, this time he goes to Luke McLaughlin. Paddy Martin was in the line of fire there. Brophy again, good hands to Hugo McLaughlin. And was he held in the tackle? Yeah, just that extra half a yard he tried to pinch.
All the momentum with Gonzaga now. Big carry from the hooker. Luke McLaughlin gets him over again, and then it's his brother Hugo just coming onto the pace. Look at this angle. Feels he wasn't held. The referee feels he was, and he rolled after the initial tackle.
Really exciting player, Hugo McLaughlin. He hasn't had a huge amount of space in which to work, but every time he's in or around the ball, he spells danger. Luke McLaughlin carries extremely well. Also 2 tries in 2 games for the Gonzaga College hooker so far in the campaign. Masterson now, good contest, and it's tipped forward.
Forward by your player.
McVerry was off and running.
Ty Brophy, the Newbridge number 9, was pretty happy that that was called back, because McVerry's big ball carrier, he was coming right at him. And luckily for Newbridge, that ball was judged to be a knockdown in the line out. But good pressure here from Gonzaga. They're really chasing. They just want the ball back now while Newbridge have a man in the bin and try and get another score.
Crouch. Point. Set.
Ty Brophy to Paddy Martin. Newbridge inside their own 22, and they reset. Change the option this time, and they kick down the middle.
Okay, now you're onside.
Hugo McLaughlin waits now. He's got his hands on it, trying to use his footballing skills, and points to the ball just didn't favour him really.
Yeah, I think Ty Brophy should have let that run there. Would have been a scrum back, but now it's a goal line dropout, which isn't a bad result for Gonzaga. McLaughlin doesn't get his angle right. He wants that to run into touch, but that's not a bad result, because they'll come back at him now. They've got lots of dangerous players in the backfield here.
Let's use an 8-10. Behind, please, lads, behind.
Yes, kicking to that left corner off his left boot, just didn't get the angle now. Can Newbridge get the requisite distance on the restart? Wilson again.
Okay, now off your feet, say.
Tom Brophy supplies it to Stephen McMahon. Gonzaga having that 10 or 15 minute purple patch that Bernard was talking about, and here goes the man I was just talking about, McLaughlin. Brilliant tackle. How have they managed to stop the rampaging Hugo McLaughlin there? Can they stop Wilson? Penalty advantage, it sounds like, and they're very close again, Gonzaga. Do they get there?
Knock on there.
The referee says it's spilled forward. Back we go for the penalty. All happening here.
How did Newbridge stop McLaughlin? Brilliant inside ball. Newbridge are back to full complement, but in a horrible position on the field, and just before half-time, Gonzaga want to take advantage of this.
Sam O'Loughlin back off, Billy Bohan back into that front row, John Sheedy back to the full complement. It was a wonderful tackle. Somehow they stopped him right at the base of the post, right into the padding, when it looked certain that Hugo McLaughlin would take Gonzaga into half-time leading. They might yet. Brophy feeds and now has options both sides. Little switch pass back inside, and they switch it a second time. Big hits and big tackles and big collisions still coming. Their space out wide. Can they get there? Brilliant defence again from Newbridge somehow, but in the end they managed to get around the corner and get the ball down.
Yeah, it was inevitable in the end. Newbridge did very well to defend the first two phases. Eventually it's Luke McLaughlin who gets in the corner, but look at the wraparound play. 10-12 switch, bringing 8 around. Paddy Martin to Newbridge 10. He's sick of the side of Paul Wilson, but then it's a great pass from Brophy out, and Newbridge scrambled there, but they just can't stop the next phase. And the only thing from a Newbridge point of view is they've made Gonzaga score in the corner, and it's a very difficult conversion. But great fight back from Gonzaga.
Paul Wilson is doing all sorts of damage with those big physical robust carries of his, and Paddy Martin couldn't quite stop him. There you see McLaughlin poised from close range. He gets his body position low, pumps the legs, and he's only got a metre to make, but it's a very, very important metre. Such a tight game. Every point absolutely crucial, and at the end of 70, it's kicks like these that might well have a big bearing. Huge difficulty. It's a good strike. It's a great strike. That's a brilliant conversion. And what a lead to take into half-time now. Right on the final whistle. A really big 7-pointer for Luke McLaughlin and for Gonzaga. Brilliantly converted. Lots to talk about at half-time, but it's Gonzaga who have their noses in front. 21 points to 14 at half-time.
And then we'll see how good they are.
Okay, Gonzaga ready?
Well, it was something that was spoken about pre-game in terms of how Newbridge might cancel out the power that Gonzaga bring, and we've seen that in the tries from Luke McLaughlin and Paul Wilson.
Don't block, don't block. Stop, hold for! Stop!
Paddy Martin just pumps one downfield. Picked up by Mikey Wall. Just looking around, it's as you were from half-time. We'll keep you abreast of any changes. Two very strong benches the respective colleges have this afternoon as they put it through the hands, Gonzaga, and then the big tackle comes in again. Kieran Mangan, not all about the attacking prowess and what he offers with ball in hand. He's willing to do the hard yards as well. Masterson had his hands on it. No turnover, couldn't quite rip it clear, and here come Gonzaga with Aidan O'Flanagan.
Off your feet.
Tom Brophy, and they work it out this way to Gavin O'Grady back inside, and everyone getting their hands on it now. Kennedy this time, Brophy once more. Good start to the second half so far from Gonzaga. That's gone backwards to JP Breslin. And off that right wing, and Brophy again. A good tempo by Gonzaga second half. Charlie Kennedy again involved, second carry for him. And the little wraparound is clever again from McMahon. They clip it through. and then just lost, but it'll be Newbridge ball.
Yeah, but that's a good defensive set from Newbridge. 5 or 6 phases. Gonzaga hadn't really gone forward. Big hit from Mangan to start it off. Obviously his brother's the Dermot Mangan, who's on the under 20 side, but this is where you see Gonzaga, just a little ball out the back, and once again it's that 10-15 combo. Steve McMahon and Hugo McLaughlin. It's like the Paddy Taylor-Todd Lawler combination for Newbridge, just running off each other's shoulders. And for Newbridge, you're lucky that pass doesn't go to hand, because we've seen what McLaughlin can do when he gets in behind you. Here's the big hit from Kieran Mangan, just driving Gonzaga man back.
Yes, and that little knock forward, it was only the pass fractionally behind its intended target, Hugo McLaughlin.
Okay, time on.
Such variety to both sides. Attack really, really interesting. From a neutral point of view, so much at stake for Johnny Murphy and his opposite number. Everyone wants to get their big day out at the RDS on St. Patrick's Day in the final. Gonzaga hoping to get back there for the second year in a row. Newbridge hoping to avoid defeat at the semi-final stage for the second year in a row. Away they come with Munley from the base of that scrum. There's Paul Wilson over at his opposite number. Ball available for Tadhg Brophy to try and get his side moving forward again in this second half. 21 points to 14 into Paddy Martin. Again, it's a swift delivery, picking out his target. So too Tadhg Brophy. Martin once more into the shadow on this near side. They come, and now they've got space with Larkin Smithers. Foot in touch. Up goes the flag, only just.
Oh, that's a lovely attack to get Larkin Smithers away down the left. He's got a lot of pace. Greedy will carry up the middle with Masterson, and then just the hands here. Both wingers linking together. Oh, it was very close. Touch judge does incredibly well to pick that up.
He was off and running, Adam Larkin Smithers. There was no stopping him, bar that foot just fractionally in touch. Luke McLaughlin funnels it back to the supporting players. Paul Wilson always there, and now the call comes from the scrum half. They want to put some width on it, even inside their own half. Work it quickly to JP Breslin. Back they go to Brophy again, carried on this time by Gavin O'Grady. Tom Brophy once more, and into McMahon, and they're off and moving those green shirts again. Lovely break from Flanagan, and here goes McLaughlin, and they won't stop him from there. He's always a big presence in this side, and you give him any kind of space and he will punish you, and that's brilliant again from Gonzaga. Now they have a bit of breathing space.
That's brilliant by Gonzaga. So well drilled. The maul works in field. This is the end of it. But look, they got a full backline attack there, and just the combination, spoke about it, between Jody Brown and Aidan O'Flanagan, just holding the ball to the last minute, putting O'Flanagan through, and then McLaughlin on his shoulder. But you know, their backline has shown as well, if they get a little bit of quality ball, that they can cut teams apart, just like Newbridge did in the first half. But it came from a brilliant maul, and they looked down the blind side, trying to bring JP Breslin into it. Newbridge were probably lucky. The referee just got in the way for a second as Tom Brophy broke there, and they survived, but there was no let up. They were actually more dangerous on the way back then.
It's really good to watch, as we keep saying, from a neutral point of view. Seamless attack again from both sides, but Gonzaga showing exactly what they can do. Everyone on the same page, working in tandem. Good strike, plenty of conviction and confidence behind it, and all of a sudden it's double scores. 28 points to 14, 2 tries either side of half-time.
Yeah, big mountain for Newbridge at time now. 9 fixtures on his team, so a little bit inexperienced, but this is going to be a great test of their character.
First changes of the afternoon happening down below us. Looks as though Daniel Cox has come in.
Cox is only a 4th year. He's a player that Johnny Murphy's very excited about. Very physical, very athletic. And he's obviously trusted to make an impact here, because that's a big call.
It's Ronan McGrory, the player who's been called ashore for Newbridge. And yes, it is a big 14-point advantage, but we know what Newbridge can do. They can score quickly, they can attack from anywhere. At the moment, though, all their focus and all their energy needs to be stopping this Gonzaga side, who are growing in confidence.
Could be head-high contact here from John R. Walsh.
Relax. Back out, please, lads. Back out, please. Back out, please.
Such a well-drilled maul. It has Newbridge at 6 and 7s, and just see here as the hooker.
Okay.
Luke McLaughlin breaks out. Just a slight, there's no real venom in it. I don't think it's any more than a warning.
Okay, so look at the yellow card. 1 for us. Okay, yellow card. Number 1?
Number 1 black.
1 black. Captain and number 1.
Well, this is going to spell further problems, you feel, for Newbridge.
It's yellow card. Off you go.
7 minutes in the bin for John R. Walsh.
The problem for Newbridge now is from those kickoffs. In the first half, they were kicking it long, and Steve McMahon was maybe the guy who caught it, and he kicked it back. Whereas now they're trying to kick it a bit shorter to try and win it back. And they're bringing that maul into the game, which is a disaster for them. So Gonzaga were already on a penalty advantage there for Newbridge lifting the leg in the maul. And then they obviously backed it up with a high tackle and a yellow card. So just got to try and take the areas of the game that Gonzaga are thriving off away from them. But it's easy to say that when I don't need the ball back to try and score myself.
And so it's 2 yellow cards in a tight game, which will, over the course of 70 minutes, make a big difference.
Okay, 1 fine.
It's that experience now that Gonzaga have, and almost just eking out a penalty there to give them the freedom to play with the extra man and use this back line again. Mikey Wall up to 5 metres. Can they recycle quickly?
You're illegal. Back we go.
And back we go for the first penalty.
Yeah, and off that maul D, because it's going infield, it's just giving their back such a great attacking position.
Collapsing.
Yeah, it's a great tackle by Mangan there because Gonzaga are in behind him. You were just hanging on here by a thread.
Collapsing.
So the initial decision was it was taken down by Shane Davitt. Prime field position and all the options at their disposal here for Gonzaga.
Yes. Yeah. Lads, take the line, okay? On the line. Yes, yeah. Take a step.
Anxious faces.
Yeah, you'd wonder if Newbridge decided to contest here. They haven't contested any so far. They're staying down.
One-handed take. He did well. Now he sets up the opportunity for his forward pack to get some forward momentum, and they've got plenty of that. They're very close. They're over the try line, and that might, even at this early stage of the afternoon, be the try that takes Gonzaga to the final. It's the second of the afternoon for Luke McLaughlin.
Yeah, again, Newbridge don't contest, but they just don't stop it, don't knock it back quickly enough. You see it getting built. Really good work at the front of that maul. Good leg drive, good body position, and they're well over the line there. McLaughlin puts it down. Clinical from Gonzaga. Great start to the second half from them.
He's done well here because it's easy to get a little bit of white line fever here, but he makes absolutely sure that he knows where the white line is and then gets it down.
They're not the biggest pack in the competition, certainly would be much smaller than Michaels and Blackrock, but they're very well drilled, and they're shown that they're not just a team who's reliant on the likes of McLaughlin out wide, that they have good ability up front as a 4-pack of their own rate.
Just tailing away to the right-hand side, this time off the kicking tee from a favourable side for Steve McMahon, but they're just edging further and further away. Good take initially.
Yeah, Johnny Murphy's getting more players off the bench now. Hugo Owens and Daniel Conley have come in just to try and change the landscape here.
So 33 points to 14, and an expensive yellow card, as the one in the first half was as well for Billy Bohan. This time John R. Walsh.
Okay, once 9. Now use it, 9. Stop.
So Newbridge need a response, and they need to try and fight and find their way back into the game. That's Daniel Connolly.
Point advantage.
And a little shoulder bump from Charlie Kennedy, and it slows Newbridge down, so that's why they've got penalty advantage. Connolly now tries to get them moving again. Paddy Taylor over the top to Hugo Owen. Connolly once more, this time to Masterson. Feels like it's been a while since Newbridge have had time on the ball, particularly in that Gonzaga half of the field. Slower ball now down to Connolly. Change of direction is called for by Paddy Taylor, and Shane Davitt gets his hands on it. Can they manufacture space and numbers wide right? Swallowed up is Paddy Taylor. Connolly once more. Centre of the pitch now, and Gonzaga defensively well set. 13 in the line and 2 in the backfield. Newbridge get the penalty.
So Newbridge have brought Connolly on at 9, and his service is exemplary, but they've now got Brophy in the backfield. And Paddy Taylor's gone into 10, so
6, taking out the 9, offside position.
Johnny Murphy's gone to a back line that he used a lot during the league campaign, when hoping they can get a bit of momentum. But in fairness, the Gonzaga defence looks pretty assured there.
Well, they've got to find something, they've got to roll the dice and present a different picture to Gonzaga. No second chance at the semi-final stage, on the clock and the scoreline slipping away.
Yeah, they're just missing a front lifter here because
get it right, okay, let's go.
They haven't had to bring on a sub-prop for the yellow card yet, so that's what's causing a little bit of confusion. So they need to win something in the middle. A lot of changes, opportunity for Gonzaga to maybe win this.
You have 5, you've dropped. Are you in or out? In or out? Okay. Let's go. Yes.
Masterson being forced away. They don't contest. It's Newbridge ball. And they keep it in for now at least.
No, back, 9, back. Okay, now you can come up. That's one sign.
No, they have to play it all. A little shimmy from Masterson, found himself a half a yard of space as he broke away, and now Mangan.
No.
49th minute of the game. It's now or never for Newbridge, and they'll have to score a couple of quick tries. Put it through the hands with numbers to the right hand side. It's been tipped on. Now there's a 2-on-1, and there was a tackle on Wembley in there. That's a huge hit. This time on Larkin Smithers, I think it is, but Todd Lawler wanted it played through the hands before that.
Yeah, massive defence there from Gonzaga. Newbridge had got around him.
Subs.
But just a pass there, just bobbles. Brophy does really well to get that out to his winger.
I have 2 AOs to also come in if they're offside.
Adam Larkin Smithers trying to power his way over in the corner. Newbridge are back to 14, 15.
Big tackle right out on that wide outside. It was only a little trip over a body on the floor, really, that
time off, lads.
Took Todd Lawler to ground. Nothing more in it than that. Well, they certainly feel they've seen enough so far already today to ensure that they'll get another day out at the RDS St. Patrick's Day, that they'll be in the final. You're always loath to consign it to history in Schools Cup rugby. So much can happen, and a chance like this is all that Newbridge need to have that belief restored.
Well, at least they're in the right area. They haven't been down here for about 15-20 minutes, and even though it's Gonzaga throwing, they look very secure on it. Newbridge can stop this maul without giving away a penalty. They'll get another shot at it.
Okay, 1-9.
Taken by Jamie Kennedy.
Stay back foot, lads.
And they will get another opportunity. It's a decent effort.
Yeah, but great pressure by the Newbridge captain there, Shane Tracy's getting to Hugo McLaughlin's left foot and just making sure that there isn't the maximum distance on that clearance. So Newbridge back to 15 now. Can they get their line out right? We saw them score a lovely try off a breakout play in the first half. A lot of changes, a lot of replacements in. Can they get it right?
Initially they do well between Masterson and Munley, and then there's a little bit of space and off goes Masterson. Difficult player to stop, really physical carry from him, and so too Shane Davitt. We haven't seen as much of him this afternoon. He's been well foiled by Gonzaga. Dangerous, powerful player. They line up again. Sheedy, oh, it's going backwards, if only just. And then it looks like it's John R. Walsh, who's recently back with us from that sin binning, who gets it backwards. Masterson again. Conley lines up his targets. Conley once more, a little bit deeper. Mangan through the hand, space out wide. Lawler potentially has support outside. Great tackle. Gonzaga wanted the turnover, and they've got it, and they survived. Really good defensive effort.
Oh, it's a brilliant tackle by McMahon. He saves the try there, one-on-one with Lawler. But Newbridge are going to get another chance out of it. You see here, Newbridge go to the back. It's a lovely pass out. But look at the cover coming across McMahon, and then his winger Breslin getting in over the ball.
I think it's one of the Gonzaga players who's taking a nasty bang to the face and is spilling a bit of blood here.
It was a lovely line-up variation from Newbridge on the far side there. They threw the ball to 2, transferred it in the air to 4, a little bit of a drive, and then Masterson, the hooker, just breaks away. He's looked so dynamic and just got Newbridge on the front foot a few times today. But up to now, the Gonzaga scramble has been excellent. We should see the ball be turned over here. But Gonzaga haven't cleared their lines completely yet.
Still with work to do.
How far off is that clock? So I have 17 left, so it's close.
Important time to try and get those messages onto the field of play. Any stoppage in play. It's Gavin O'Grady who's been attended to, which is the reason for the stoppage in play. It's there for Gonzaga. 20 minutes is a long time in any game, and as history tells us in Schools Cup, it's a lifetime, so anything could still happen, but they find themselves right in the box seat here. Paul Wilson and Luke McLaughlin since half-time when they turned around leading 21-14. Or are they destined for another crack at it in the final in a few weeks' time? They have that experience. Newbridge, you can see even on their faces, they're an inexperienced young team. Nucleus of the side that won the Junior Cup a couple of years ago, and they're just trying to find a little bit of resolve here.
Yep.
Beaten at the semi-final stage 12 months ago by the eventual winners Blackrock College, who of course dispatched Gonzaga in a high-scoring final last year, 50 points to 21. Oh, there's a little bit of space there. Mentioned him only a few moments ago, Shane Davitt. They want to get him involved, get hands on the ball, particularly from this kind of range. And he's there waiting again with a scrum cap on. Here he is now. Can he get there? That looks like a try from here, but the referee in a very good position to say penalty only. Gonzaga offside.
Yeah, but again, it was a lovely intricate move. The transfer down to forward line and then inside to Davitt, who's so powerful. But Newbridge need to score quickly. They're going to get back in this game.
Masterson, they move it this time to Bohan. Davitt is there and he's over it, which means he's not in a position to take it around the corner. Look at the tigerish tackling from Gonzaga. All hands to the pump, but once again it's an advantage. The referee might decide that such is the importance for Newbridge that continued infringements might mean something. Now the referee again is in the perfect position. Newbridge feel that they've scored, they haven't, it's only a penalty.
I think it'll be a warning for Gonzaga here.
Okay, number of penalties for your team for offside. Okay. Hands in front of the line. Okay. They need to get the hands up. Okay. Have a
So
word.
we'll get one more warning.
Agree. Have a word with your team. Next one going to the bin. No, you're short first. No, double movement.
It's a double movement really in the end against Billy Vaughan, who felt he had the rights to place that ball over the line, having been stopped just short. Referee saw it otherwise. Now there's space potentially wide. Mangan throws it wide. They must get in here. Lawler breathes new life into Newbridge. The conversion will be almost from the touchline, but you just never ever know.
Yeah, it's rare you see teams go to that much width, throw that many passes, but it's really well organised. Little decoy runners, and they do trust their skill set. And whether it's the starters or off the bench, Hugo Owens there has the ability just to give that last pass. Really good composure from Newbridge, getting that ball to the edge. And a lovely score for Lawler, who scored some of the tries in this cup campaign.
3 the last day, 2 this afternoon. Almost half an hour since he got his last try. Just across the face of the post, narrow margins, not to be on this occasion for Paddy Taylor.
Yeah, I just seen again, in fairness to Newbridge, they have got no change out of that Gonzaga pack. They've tried a lot of times to drive over close in, but getting that muscle a little bit.
14 minutes.
And there they just really good tactical shift. Go to the back line, who've been so productive for them already.
So 33-19 after that score from Todd Lawler, away over in that corner. Little over 15 minutes remaining, and Newbridge need to find a way back up the pitch and just maintain that pressure. Gonzaga will look to settle a little bit. The clock is favourable to them. It's there for Tom Brophy again.
No, leave it now.
Two halfbacks for Gonzaga this afternoon have been very, very assured, playing behind a very strong and capable physical pack of forwards that have probably had Newbridge's measure. There's Shane Dafford over the ball. He felt it was a turnover. Referee agrees.
Yeah, it's a huge turnover by David. Brilliant kick-off by Gonzaga to win the ball back. Steve McMahon put it up there for Paul Wilson. A little bit of momentum shift now with Newbridge. It's been a great contest, hasn't it?
Really has. End to end, and lots of brilliant tries, a huge amount of physicality, a couple of yellow cards in there as well. Brilliant defence at times as well from both teams, and Gonzaga in particular. And so Masterson, and again it's good clean ball for Conley to try and get something going. Shane David seems to be growing into the game. Good hands. Is there space? It's a good tackle. I think it's Gavin O'Grady.
Have another look at Allison. A long pass from the replacement. Yeah, just on slightly forward. Well picked up by the referee there. Did you see that rush defence coming from Gonzaga, trying to take all the time away from Paddy Taylor? That inside ball is on. There's a slight dog leg there.
A couple of changes in personnel coming in very shortly. Looks like James O'Dwyer and Jamie Shield are going to join the fray.
Yeah, I saw Tom Brophy, the Gonzaga 9, had a bit of cramp, and James O'Dwyer is a brilliant replacement. They've been neck and neck all year.
He's okay for the moment, and again his service has been good, and McMahon takes it on. He's had a good game this afternoon as well. Gonzaga still asking the question, still coming forward, and still at times being driven back. Kennedy this time, and there's another big turnover, and they know, you can tell by the urgency of the Newbridge pack, they need to get the ball downfield and create chances quickly.
Yeah, and Gonzaga just got into their shell a little bit, a lot of one-out plays, and that's giving Newbridge a chance to get after them at the breakdown. they're much better when they shift that ball, 2 or 3 passes. And Declan Fassbinder's getting some fresh legs off the bench. As you said, James O'Dwyer coming on, and
9 and 3.
James Shield as well, who's big, powerful scrummager.
Yes, and that little bit of conservatism comes with a lead on semi-final day. You think it's 10 minutes to go when you're in the final, but they don't want to throw an intercept pass and let Newbridge back into it.
Yeah, it's understandable. Look, they've done incredibly well to build up a lovely score, and yeah, they should be home and hose, but definitely they're a far better team when they do shift that point of contact.
Well, those ones there, it's you guys are defending, so yeah.
Might just have a head injury for
it keeps on reopening,
someone out there. No, it's not. Yeah, it's that nasty gash, isn't it?
Okay.
Just requires some further attention.
Okay. Yeah, clock is off.
It was a really, really tight game right up to that Luke McLaughlin try just before half-time, which was brilliantly converted from Stephen McMahon just to open up that little bit of breathing space at half-time for Gonzaga. You wonder what the message might have been from Johnny Murphy to his players at half-time, but it was Gonzaga who came out and got those 2 tries. Paul Wilson in second of the afternoon for Luke McLaughlin. Really impressive.
10 minutes.
Jack Kelly coming in for the man I just mentioned, Luke McLaughlin, who's had another really big game.
Yeah, he's outstanding. Both himself, both hookers actually. Luke McLaughlin and the Newbridge hooker Mark Masson were involved in Leinster underage over the summer in the summer programme, but both are very dynamic ball carriers. Both have thrown very well today.
Hold it, lads. Lads, wait. Time on.
So a blood replacement for the time being, but Newbridge have pinched that big outstretched hand of Shane Tracy. Here's his second row partner, Shane Davitt, and he's taking on all comers here, pumping those legs of his, using his athleticism and physicality. Daniel Conley, time of the essence now as he gets it away to John R. Walsh. Another big seismic collision as we approach the hour mark. 10 minutes remaining at Donnybrook. Tackle comes in from McMahon. All hands to the pump to try and stop Newbridge finding a way back into the game. Oh, that's a great pick-up from Bohan. Show and go on the inside. Tackle by Paul Wilson. Great effort from the tight head prop, and now the support comes in from Daniel Cox. Newbridge inside the Gonzaga 22. They have to make every 22 entry count here, you feel. Paddy Taylor away to Mangan. Do they have numbers to their right-hand side? It's slowed down fractionally, which will make things more difficult for Paddy Taylor and others to puncture this Gonzaga rear guard. They're lining up again. Walsh, he's got Bohan on his shoulder. Conley digs deep to find it and get it away to Taylor. A couple of carries from Masterson in the last couple of phases, and still the Gonzaga rear guard holding firm for now. They change the attack, and it's another big tackle. Scything tackle. Mangan as he gets it from Taylor. Big hit coming in. JP Breslin. Brilliant from the winger. On they go again to Sheedy. Through the phases, asking all the right questions, and there's a little bit of fatigue out there as well, physical and mental, at this stage of a semi-final. We need a scrum half, and Conley is there to oblige. Out the back they go, the little step from Jack Brophy. Again showing his versatility, dangerous with ball in hand. Conley again, Walsh comes from a long way back to get on it again.
No!
4 or 5 carries. Oh, is that turned over? No, is the cry of the referee. Penalty.
Big defensive set from Gonzaga there. Newbridge has thrown everything at them. Lots of variety in their attack, but Gonzaga just fanning out. That time they go for the jackal. Referee judges to be a penalty. Big carry here from the loose end prop, John R. Walsh, but you see it come free there.
The referee called it early. The player maybe didn't hear him, but couldn't take his hands away. 14 points in arrears. We know what needs to happen from a Newbridge point of view from here over the last 7 or 8 minutes or so, maybe a little bit more than that. They shift it and switch it. Now they try and go again. Gonzaga need to be careful not to infringe. They've had plenty of warnings in their own 22. Is there space out wide? Is there enough room? They're in. Tony Taylor.
Brilliant by Paddy Taylor. Very good drive again from Newbridge, but they get stuck. This is the break from Bohan. Big tight end prop. What a dummy and show and go from him. But it's in the other corner that they score. Gonzaga do a great job of stopping this maul. Looks like it's going to go forward. Goes forward 3 meters and just stops to get the body position right. And in fairness, you just see here Paddy Taylor and Todd Lawler just shoot down the blind side.
6 minutes, 45 seconds.
Todd had the power, didn't he?
Doesn't need any help. Yeah, he's very powerful. There's a huge kick for him though.
Massive degree of difficulty. One more look at the finish to ensure that he did get it done, and he did. The AR was right on hand. Oh, that's close, you know. It's very close. He's only fractionally off target there, but that's a big let-off for Gonzaga, and it might just be enough. We heard the referee say, you probably heard it on his mic, a little over 6 minutes on his watch. That's the all-important one remaining. Huge credit now to Newbridge. A long, long way down to find those 2 tries from Lawler and Taylor.
They've shown huge heart, haven't they, to go back at Gonzaga. They need to score twice now. It is possible, but they need to get this kick off and get down there.
9 points the margin. Had they got to 7, well, you just never know.
Good kick by Todd Lawler. He's not going to try and run from too deep. Gives his pack a chance to get his ball back. Driving that kick long and low into the...
Subs.
Shane Tracy picked off
Gonzaga half.
Gonzaga throw a few moments ago. Jack Dennis is coming in. It looks as though John Sheedy, his race is run this afternoon. Nine tries in the game, 5 tries to 4 in favour of last year's beaten finalists. Will that be enough to get them back to the decider? You just never know. It's been swallowed up on the charge down. That's good strength from Daniel Connolly not to be forced into touch over on that far side. Taken on by Masterson. He's been huge this afternoon. Colossal figure, so many in the pack like him. It was an awkward looking challenge that time on Shane Tracy. Clash of heads, but accidental. And is there space for the electric feet of Adam Larkin-Smithers? And he's proving difficult to put the ground. 2 Gonzaga players over it. Big penalty. Big call from the referee.
Yeah, first I think the tackler was okay. It was a tackler. The replacement prop, Jamie Shield, I think was in the way and interfered with the clean out, but brilliant strength and power from Adam Larkin-Smithers. Went back against the grain. And Brophy as a fullback has shown that he's got ability as well.
Jackal was legal.
Yeah, he's been very good wherever he's been asked to fill in. Now then. 33 points to 14, back to 33-24, and further opportunity here for Shane Davitt and others in black and white shirts. Newbridge not giving up the fight, not by a long shot this afternoon. Paddy Taylor, Connolly now, change of direction, change of option. Masterson, always a very good option, and still he goes on. Somehow Gonzaga off their feet. It was Jamie Kennedy in there sniffing out the turnover. Couldn't quite make it happen. Huge movement left and right. Which is the option? Davitt, he tries to take the direct route. Oh, he might just get there! Brilliant try! Can you believe that? What a fight back! What a comeback! What a game! And what a try from Shane Davitt!
I can believe it because it's Shane Davitt. We've seen him throughout this competition. Anytime he gets the ball, he makes a good ball. amazing carry power. In fairness, Masterson and Bohan had carried beforehand. But you see it here, it's kind of gone slow, and he goes back against the grain and just breaks 3 tackles, carries 3 Gonzaga men over.
And maybe they decided, having scored out in the width for the last 2 tries, they'd go straight through the middle and make the conversion easier. Because when this goes over, there will be time, you feel, for Newbridge to have one more chance.
There's a lot of cramp. There's 2.5 minutes left, the referee said, but Newbridge hooker Masterson, he's down with cramp. One of the Gonzaga players as well. What a fight back from Newbridge. But Gonzaga have been in this position before. This is similar to St. Mary's.
2.5.
They need to defend their line, and they managed to do so. Can they do it again?
2.5, 3 minutes, something like that. It's a 2-point game. Well, we felt, given what they produced so far this season, that this could be an absolute gripping classic of a contest, and so it has proved to be. It's been brilliant from first whistle to last from both these teams. And the smallest, the finest of margins is going to separate them, if they can be separated at all. Wonderful atmosphere, a wonderful display of rugby from both teams. And whichever side does not make it to the final on St. Patrick's Day will count themselves very, very unlucky. They've given it absolutely everything. 3 tries. Todd Lawler, Paddy Taylor and Shane Davitt have got Newbridge back to within 2 points. And if they are to be in the final against either St. Michael's or Blackrock, well then, yeah, someone is going to be a hero. Kick and keep it on is the option from Todd Lawler. To his opposite number, Hugo McLaughlin goes to ground just beyond halfway. Can't afford any little mistakes, Newbridge, here to eke out one last chance. How well will Gonzaga use their experience?
Gonzaga going to kick it to them. Trophies in the backfield.
No, 5.
And they do elect to kick possession away. 69th minute of the game. It's all here and all now for Newbridge. Oh, there's a little bit of space there. Brophy needs support, and he's got support. Or was that a high tackle? Numbers right and numbers left. The adrenaline absolutely pumping here. The whole year on the line in a 2-point game. Can they somehow get upfield and fashion a chance or a penalty? Gonzaga over the ball. That's the turnover that will win it.
That's a great turnover. I think it was the big number 6, Charlie Kennedy. They took a massive risk kicking it to Brophy, and he brought it back with Benham, but
30 seconds.
Gonzaga got organised. They reorganised the defence. Newbridge lost a little bit of shape. But you see it here. Just get a little bit isolated. No, it's the prop, sorry. Number 1, Finn O'Neill gets in over initially, and that's a huge turnover for him. He might have got injured in the action. Hopefully he's okay, because he'll have a cup final to prepare for, you, I'd imagine.
If it's a penalty, yes.
Well, what a game it's been. Both sides have given us brilliant entertainment all afternoon. You really feel for the side who, well, their race is run, particularly the way Newbridge have come back into it. 3 tries, all the heart, all the character. He'll be bitterly disappointed, but I'm sure he'll be proud of his players as well.
Oh, absolutely, they've shown a huge amount of courage up against a very good Gonzaga side, and they've thrown everything they have at him, which probably aren't going to be good enough on the day. Very good performance by Gonzaga as well. This is Brophy bringing it back. He's electric. Gets that offload on the inside. Yeah, some of the Newbridge fans thought it maybe a seatbelt tackle there. I think it's probably okay, but from here Gonzaga got organised again, got back, and from the next phase they were able to get that turnover. They win this line out. I think that'll be the end of it.
One catch, one take.
No, back.
Maybe just time for one phase, and then it's all eyes on Andrew Cole, the match referee. The 2-point advantage.
Yes.
Paul Wilson using his experience. He checks with the referee. who says game over, and Wilson fires it into touch, and Gonzaga, vanquished at the last hurdle last year against Blackrock, will get another crack at that as yet elusive title. What a game, what character from Newbridge, but it's Gonzaga who in the end survive. They have too much and they will be in the final. Final score at Donnybrook, with much to analyse after the break. Newbridge College 31, Gonzaga 33.